5:33 p.m. Calling the October 21st meeting of the Ayer Board of Health to order. This is a hybrid meeting agenda. Do you want to read the reading?
Yes.
Pack?
This meeting/hearing of the Board of Health will be held in person at the location provided on this notice. Members of the public are welcome to attend this in-person meeting. Please note that while an option for remote attendance and/or participation via Zoom is being provided as a courtesy to the public, the meeting/hearing will not be suspended or terminated if technological problems interrupt the virtual broadcast, unless otherwise required by law. Members of the public with particular interest in a specific item on this agenda should make plans for in-person versus virtual attendance accordingly. This meeting will be live on Zoom. The public may access proceedings by joining Zoom meeting ID number 880-9915-1478, or by calling 301-715-8592. For additional information about remote participation, please contact Samantha Benoit, Administrative Coordinator, at sbenoit@ayer.ma.us or 978-772-8220, extension 145 prior to the meeting.
Thank you. Public input. Looks like it's going to be very quick tonight. Okay, that takes care of the public. Thank you. Old business. Harm reduction program update. So there are actually just a couple of things going on with that. So one is that we've gotten email from Jenna that, and you guys may already know this, the Community Health Connections is they've done what they need to do and they've like revised their scope, and so they're good to go to provide all the services. So I did tell her that we were going to just kind of discuss sort of harm reduction things and, you know, the opioid stuff too in general. So I think that we're still interested. They still have some steps to go through. They've got to pull out the old MOU and, you know, they've got to look at it, make sure everything's okay. So while they're doing that, I thought I would just bring it up quickly tonight so that everybody knows that it's kind of alive again. And it's kind of working its way through the system, right?
Yeah.
Do you have anything more?
No, just waiting.
Yeah,
We're just
okay.
waiting on it, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
so.
I think everybody remains on the same page.
Yeah,
It's-
exactly.
We've got the red light.
I don't see
and
any changes on our
No.
end. I think that we're
No.
fine with it. Okay. So they've got to kind of go back to the, you know, looking at locations and, you know, whatever. And her last email was that she's waiting for, you know, Board of Health and town manager. So I think as far as Board of Health is concerned, I can send her back a response. Yep, nothing has changed. Okay, perfect. And then the other thing that I just wanted to mention briefly was I had an email from her, and it's kind of a related issue, and it was about a matching grant for Narcan or Suboxone training. And apparently it's something that looks like it's another group that would be putting together the content, but some of the local towns were talking about pooling their opioid money to do Narcan training. And so I just responded back to her asking, would this be like for lay people? Because I think that would be valuable. I think they've done the training for town hall, right?
I think anybody can be trained. I'm curious though, did Jenna say Suboxone training? Because that was, from what I remember, Suboxone was only administered through certain healthcare providers, because it is like a bridge kind of drug.
I don't know. Is that just the whatever chemical name for Narcan?
No.
It's not.
No.
Okay.
Narcan is like the,
check.
Narcan is what anybody could administer. It's an
Yeah.
emergency. Suboxone, from what I understood, you get a prescription for it, and
Okay.
there were only a few.
Is it more like a, what was it
It's
that
like
you
a s-
used to take every day? Like, is it more like a methadone?
Something like that.
Oh, okay.
It's
Okay.
in place of something, unless I'm wrong, but I think back in the day, it was.
Suboxone is similar to methadone. It does not contain
Oh,
methadone.
okay.
It is a distinct drug.
Right,
Ah,
it's
then.
it's a step down to keep addicts from,
A partial opioid
yeah.
to help fight the symptoms of
Okay,
a
now
drug.
it makes-
So that wouldn't be
And-
something you'd be trained on, but the Narcan.
Okay, not what is naloxone?
Naloxone
That's
is
Narcan.
Is
Narcan.
that Narcan? Okay.
Yeah.
This
And
is,
they have-
my brain is short circuiting.
No,
They
it's been
have
a while.
similar ingredients.
Right.
Okay.
So,
It is naloxone.
Yeah.
Naloxone.
Yes,
So it
it's
is
Narcan.
Yes,
And that
it
can
is the
be
Narcan one.
administered by anybody.
Yeah, and
at
anybody
any
can
time.
acquire it too,
Yeah.
right? I think, okay.
Yeah.
So what she said was.
they have similar ingredients is
Yeah.
the answer.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense for why it would, like work so
Yeah.
quickly. So I had forwarded that email to you, Trish, because one of the requirements is, so let me go all the way back to where this first came up. And I think you're on the whole chain of email.
I didn't see it, that's why I was wondering.
Okay, I can forward it to
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Again, because if I forward it again now, you'll see like the whole chain.
Okay.
So what she's saying is, it's this group called Mosaic oh my God, I cannot talk tonight.
Mosaic?
It's been a long Monday. Mosaic Municipal Matching Grant Program. And it says, program offers matching grants up to $500,000 per project, or $150,000 for joint municipal collaborations to help address the opioid crisis. So the deal here is, for this matching grant, the municipalities have to be using their opioid settlement
Funds, yeah.
for it. It
Yeah.
can't come from any other source
Right.
of funding. We can use it for projects related to prevention, harm reduction, treatment, recovery, trauma, and family support. So it's pretty broad. Municipality could use funds to hire a recovery coach, purchase harm reduction supplies, or support reentry program. Proof of municipal support is required, such as a budget discussion or commitment letter from a mayor or city manager. Deadline to apply is November 1st. So that was the original email that she sent out. And then she followed up by saying, and that kind of only went internally to the Neshoba people. So the one that I got was about a week ago, and it looks like one of the needs that came up was this naloxone training. So she's saying there's a potential to use this matching grant money. I told her that we'll talk about it tonight. She said if your municipality is interested in participating. So I don't know if we have to do that official statement of interest through the opioid funds group, or is it through Board of Health? But I don't have any problem with it if that makes sense as a thing to do. I did tell her that I would kind of like to see this like be available to all residents, or, you know, like open to the public, not just for certain people.
Yeah.
And I said it would be nice to, if there was also some information on like, how do you get naloxone? Where do you get it? You know, that kind of stuff. So she just responded back. The last comment on this was, she responded back saying that, yep, they usually do include some kind of information like that. They had gotten some interest from other towns about doing this training for their EMTs and first responders, but I thought that was kind of strange, because why wouldn't they be training their own staff
They should be.
on that? So I'm kind of interested in the layperson part of it, layperson training part. So what do you want to do with this? I can send her back an email tomorrow, and I can copy you on it, so everybody's kind of got it, and I can copy Robert saying that, I mean, I don't think we're as a board opposed to that use of funding.
No, we're not, I don't think we should be opposed to it. I think it's a good thing to put the spotlight on, because those conversations have kind of.
Yeah.
I haven't heard of any of that dialogue for quite a while.
Okay,
Um,
okay.
It'd be valuable information for anybody to know where, and I
See
think.
how it could hurt.
And
Yeah.
I thought I saw, I don't know if it was CVS or Ayer Family Pharmacy, a sign that said, we do have.
I think
Yeah.
I've seen those signs too.
Yeah.
Not necessarily there, but I
Yeah.
think I have seen
And,
them.
and I know that before I retired, the school nurses even had them.
Yeah,
I'm sure they do
yeah.
for emergencies, and like public buildings should have them.
Did they do training for the library? Or do you know if the library like stocks it or at least has it in there?
I wouldn't know now, but when I was there, no.
No, okay.
Yeah.
Madam Chair, sorry for being late.
Oh, hey, Steve.
Hi, Steve.
Welcome. Hope you're okay.
Thanks.
So we were just talking about this potential for naloxone training, and you know, if Jenna can get something going with this, whatever their name is, Mosaic Media.
Yeah.
So we were just saying that, I mean, I can just send her back an email saying, yeah, I mean, we're definitely interested in participating. It's not, what do you need us?
But there is a
Yeah.
deadline, you said?
Yeah, she said that
that's-
the grant, that's what I need to verify with her, is that if they're gonna do this, it's gotta be a grant application, and she's saying that it has to go in by November 1st. And that's where I'm hoping that falls in her.
I was gonna say.
Look, I know nothing about
No,
writing for grants.
but I mean, even the writing of a grant for that, would that come,
Yeah.
that wouldn't come through Air Board of Health, it would be,
It kind of sounds like it would be that Mosaic
yeah,
group, or possibly Neshoba. I don't know if Bridget knows. Feel free to
yeah.
butt in, Bridget, if you know anything about it. But
So at this point, we should probably reserve a spot for the more conversation
yeah,
about it.
I'm just going to send
but-
her back a
yeah.
response saying, yeah, we're interested. What
That
you know.
other email that said the Narcan, and she mentioned Suboxone, what was?
That was me.
Oh, okay.
I confused it. I
Oh,
was
okay.
going naloxone.
I know, that you get them.
Yeah, no, that was totally me. That-
So that's what we're gonna focus on, is getting,
I think
having
she's,
access to.
it sounds like she's kind of saying, hey, this is like a quick use of this is something that's pretty easy to pull together. It can
Yeah.
be done quickly. We have a couple of
Yeah.
towns pull on it. So it might be just a matter of asking her what do you need for official
Yeah.
support?
And it's not like an EpiPen, it's not as intensive training as that,
Yeah,
like, you
yeah.
know, I think it's something really simple and, just make it accessible.
son was trained.
Steve, your
Yeah.
comment? Yep,
Most naloxone is given nasally nowadays.
right.
On the home
Yeah.
front, it's not even given as an IV drug.
right,
There's a nasal adaptant that goes on it, and it's given nasally.
yeah. It's much easier than people used to think it was like an EpiPen, but it's
Yeah.
not, because it's
My
nasal.
son was trained on it.
Was he?
Oh, that's
Good.
cool.
Yes, I guess right now we just have to say, yes, we want to know more, and
Yeah,
we would be
yeah.
on board for something like that.
Yeah, I don't know if we meet again before the 1st. I don't think we do, and that might be when she needs to have everything in. So I just kind of want to make sure that the board is on board with telling her that,
Yeah.
yeah, we certainly would, if they need a letter of support or interest or.
Steve, did you get the first part of
We
that
can do that.
conversation?
What's that?
Did you get the first part of that conversation when Pam read that about Mosaic?
I didn't, but I think I'm pretty familiar with it.
Okay,
Yeah, this was it's the naloxone training.
yeah,
Thing. And then just prior to that, Steve, then the other thing that you might have missed is that I just mentioned that we do have an email that CHC they've made the changes that they need to make to their charter or bylaws or whatever so that they can participate in the harm reduction. So Jenna is going through this cycle now of going back and checking to make sure that the MOUs are, no changes to the MOUs, no changes to anybody's support and so on, so that they can kind of get it back rolling again. So that was the other piece of harm reduction that we talked about.
okay.
All righty. All right, I will circle around with Jenna on that one then. Next thing we got is fees. As Sam kindly reminds us every year that we say that we set tobacco permits and trash hauler fees.
Oh, gosh, it's that lovely time of
Really?
year.
Yeah, when's that time
Uh-huh.
again?
So tobacco fees currently sit at $200 a permit. Trash haulers are $100. Right? No, it's the other way around. Sorry. It's $100 for tobacco.
No?
Yeah, it's 200 for trash haulers, 100 for tobacco.
Oh, okay,
I flipped.
Okay.
all right.
So,
Tobacco is $100. That actually makes more sense
Yeah.
to me, because it seems like we have more footwork to do on the trash haulers
Yes.
than, than on the tobacco. Any discussion from anyone? Anyone interested in raising or lowering fees, or?
What, if there was discussion about raising or lowering it, it has to do with how much work is involved, and that seems to be your piece of it.
I mean,
It seems,
Should we look at other towns, or do we?
I looked before. We're in,
we're in, right in
Yeah,
that
I
same,
seem to
okay.
recall the last time we
We're
did
in-
this.
yeah.
we
yeah,
were-
we're in the middle.
Yeah.
Leave it alone?
Our tobacco might be on the Scotch low side. But there are some towns that only charge $15 for a tobacco permit.
Really?
So,
Holy cow.
Well, but we have more, I think, like,
Yeah.
versus like Harvard or,
Yeah.
I mean, we
Yeah,
have,
yeah, yeah.
we have more.
we have more. So,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. So we're a Scotch on the low side, but not terribly. I will say I checked the tobacco several months ago, and most towns haven't updated their fees
Okay.
in like
Yeah.
8
okay.
years.
Okay.
So we're actually ahead of the game. Trash haulers, there's a lot of hunting in those. I end up
Yeah.
spending a lot of time going, are you,
Right.
will you do
Yeah.
this? Can you please?
Yeah.
But are we in the same ballpark as other towns, or?
I couldn't find fees. A lot of
Really?
towns don't license the same way we do.
Yeah, yeah.
So I tried to get info. I talked to other boards of health, but they didn't have any.
Yeah, you have anything for rates?
They didn't have anything solid.
Madam Chair,
Sure.
can we get any towns to let us know what, even if we had 3 or 4 towns to look and see if we're in the ballpark? I guess my concern though is that if we raise the rates, all they're gonna do is raise the price to the people.
True.
So I think we need to be
Yeah.
cognizant
Yeah.
of that
Yeah.
whatever we do, it's gonna flow right back to the consumer.
Absolutely.
True.
Yeah. Yeah, and I like the fact that at least the magnitude of them, it's kind of in line with
Yeah.
there is a lot of chasing for the trash haulers, not so much for
not
tobacco.
so much the
So
tobacco.
Yeah.
I would say let's I'm open to either keeping them the same for another year, or the other option is we could table it until the November meeting and then
So all their,
take a look at.
the only thing with that is all their permits expire at the end of December.
So
So I
it's
want
getting-
to
yeah,
send
okay,
them their
okay.
paperwork.
What do you guys feel like doing? Want to keep it the same? There's,
I think as long as it's comparable
Yeah.
around,
We're
and
not-
Steve had a good point,
yeah,
you know, it does
That's
get
true.
passed on to the consumer. I think maybe it's something we shouldn't
And
look at right now.
I mean, and for the tobacco, that was easier to find. The trash haulers, it's very,
Yeah,
our
yeah.
regulation's a little different in, it might be because we have a transfer station, I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
oh, right.
I'm not really
right.
sure what changed that, but that was harder to find. But
Yeah.
I mean,
okay.
we're right middle ground. I found some as low as 15 and some as high as 400
Wow.
for a tobacco permit. So,
Wow, that is quite a range.
Yeah.
Well, given that, does anybody feel like making a motion about?
I'll make a motion. Steve, did you have something to add?
I just want to know, when's the last time that the rates were adjusted, or we actually looked at the rates?
I thought-
Has it been like within the last 5 years?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
looked, I know that we
Yeah.
looked at the rates last year. Has the trash hauler reg been around? How long has that been around? Wow, 2015, we've had it for that long? Wow. I know that the tobacco,
I feel like we just visited that because Joan was on
Yeah.
a couple of meetings with us.
Yeah.
yeah, I know that we looked at tobacco within the last year. I'm not sure on the trash if we did. Do you know if the trash hauler, fee has ever gone up, Sam?
I don't know because the regs just say
Yeah, that we
you'll,
said
I'll
it.
do it. I'd have to dig through all the old paperwork.
Okay.
Yeah, gotcha.
Since I've been here, it's been 200. And I think Heather pretty much remembers it being 200. I don't think it's changed
Yeah,
in any.
okay. Yeah, it probably has not changed, Steve, in a while.
Should we wait till November, Madam Chair, and see if we can get some idea of what other towns are paying? I mean, we could be way out of phase on this, or we could be right in the middle, I have no idea.
Yeah, that's the one that Sam is saying that it
Yeah.
starts to get late on that one because all of their permits expire at the end of
In
of,
December?
December.
Yeah.
And it was hard to, like, the tobacco fees tend to be published on the websites more so than trash.
Yeah, I don't.
So it might have some difficulty getting, I'm just looking to see if I have anything in my notes about rates being changed.
Well, and then when would the November meeting
Sales
be?
restrictions. No, I don't have anything here
Well,
about,
if they're pretty much comparable to the other towns, Sam,
Yeah.
then unless it's you know, you're the one that has to do all this, that's what I mean, but
yeah.
if you want to leave it alone till next,
I think at this point, if we need to get people their renewals, yeah, I
Yeah.
would.
I mean-
Maybe just kind of make a mental note, let's,
Table
between
it?
now, yeah,
Yeah.
between now and next year, let's follow up, but,
yeah?
Yeah.
and try to get some better numbers on the trash hauler ones. I
Yeah.
can see where that one could be difficult, because I know that reg was really kind of unique to what your situation was.
Yeah. I mean, if we wanted to wait until November, our November meetings are the 11th and the 25th, so then our next one is the 25th.
November
Yeah,
11th?
but we
It's
were,
a
I
Monday.
thought we were gonna do we talked about doing the middle,
Yeah, which
Yeah.
would then bring us to the 18th.
I thought
Yeah.
we can't, did you say November 11th? That's Veterans Day.
Yes, it's
Yeah,
a Monday.
so
That's
we
why we
can't do
can't.
that.
Oh, I see, yeah, yeah.
okay.
Well,
Madam Chair, I'm in favor of whatever you'd like to do, but I can't see why we couldn't call 3 or 4 of our
Oh.
neighboring towns and ask them if they would
did.
share what the rates are. You know, looking at maybe Shirley, Littleton, Groton, Harvard, Pepperell,
I can
just to get a ballpark. I mean, we don't even know if we're in the,
share. I have a chart. I did all the Neshoba towns. I have 15 towns
Okay.
with their tobacco, and I tried to get trash haulers. A lot of them don't do
Yeah,
trash
it was the
haulers.
trash hauler
yeah,
that
the
was
trash
hard to
was
do that.
different.
The tobacco, I feel a little bit better about us being kind of in the middle of the pack on that one. Do you recall at all what the numbers were for the few data points that you got on trash?
I
Because
didn't.
not all the
I'd have
trash
to look again.
haulers.
I did it like 4 months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, got ya.
Um,
When do you send out the renewals for trash?
Usually November 1st.
Okay.
So I
got
give
ya.
them all in November, so then I can give you a second notice at the end
Yeah,
of November.
yeah, I got ya.
So I can hunt them down for all
Yeah,
of
you said
December.
there was a lot of them that weren't very good.
Yeah, you know, I think
responsive.
in the interest of getting people's things processed in time rather than, you know, we might pick up if we do increase it, it would be a small amount of money.
Yeah.
But let's look at them for next.
And I can pull up the whole chart I had and go back through. I called quite a few boards of health to get their numbers, because I also was looking for, what do they charge for animal and fowl permits?
Yeah,
And a lot of
yeah.
them don't have those either.
Yeah, I would like to get a comparison for
So I can just,
our fees and
I can
stuff.
update that
All
chart.
right.
So in the meantime, we're tabling it till,
We either table till November or we vote tonight to keep them the same for one more year. I think I would lean on the side of the latter just so that we
yeah,
can get
because we can't
applications
table it till
processed.
November, because
Yeah.
look what Sam just told us happens.
Mhm.
Steve?
Anyone want to make a motion?
Steve, do you have any? I can.
No, I think you've got time, but like I said, I'm not gonna be an obstructionist. If, you guys wanna do it now, then that's fine. I know in previous years, there's been people that haven't even sent in their renewals by March.
Right.
I know that Steve was
That's
chasing
the
people
holdup.
last year.
That's,
You've got 2 months, even if November the 11th, it's plenty of time, because you'll make a decision that night and then the notices can go out the next day. But
No.
that doesn't mean you're gonna get them back any
Right.
sooner.
right.
It would be the 18th, because November 11th is a holiday.
Sure, well, whatever
Yeah.
the dates are.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that
Yeah.
the people that are interested will turn them around right away and you'll have them by the beginning of the year. And the people that you have to chase will be the people you have to chase. Either way, it doesn't make any difference.
That's true.
I'd hate to see that we're nowhere in the ballpark in terms of what the trash hauling permits are.
Yeah.
Because no matter what we do, it doesn't mean that they're not already raising the prices to the consumer anyhow.
Yeah, I can vouch for
All
that.
right, I mean, I'm on the table.
Are
Are
we,
we being fair, and is the town being equitably
Yeah,
reimbursed for this? And, there's been no one that said that the town of Ayer is too expensive for a trash hauler's permit. It seems like they all participate in the town of Ayer.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that makes me concerned that someone's saying, we're gonna leave here. I just think we
Yeah.
should charge a fair rate, that's
Yeah,
all.
I got
All
you.
right.
All right.
so are we in?
Let's get things ready to go then for the, for right after the 18th, and we can just plug in whatever the number is.
Okay,
and
that's
try
easy
to get
enough.
them out then. So we're gonna table to the 18th and try to get
Okay,
some more,
so,
some data points.
So I make a motion that we're gonna table the discussion
Yeah.
for the trash hauler,
And,
rates until the next,
and tobacco.
yeah, and tobacco
Okay.
for, the next Board of Health meeting on, November 18th.
Okay. I
I'll
second.
second the motion.
Oh, there we go. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Okay.
Is that something, Madam Chair, that Samantha can contact the towns to see? And would the trash haulers themselves share the rates from the other towns? It's not confidential
Yeah,
information.
Yeah,
I
I
can-
wonder. It's possible.
I can try and contact them.
Yeah, that's possible.
I can try.
I wonder also, do you remember Irene Congdon from, oh God, what department is she from? It's not the state DPW, it's the state, the department at the state that deals with, trash haulers and stuff. She had a ton of information for us on different things, but I don't know, she may have retired or not even be in
I
that
will have,
position anymore.
I can look to
so.
see what that position is.
On mass.gov, what would it be?
Oh, God. I'm
the label?
not
I mean, what would the department be called?
I don't.
And what department is in charge of?
Who's in charge of trash?
even sure.
I don't know who's in charge of trash.
I might be able to find it in like my notes. Yeah, I can't find anything with her.
It was Irene Condon?
Congdon.
Oh, I remember that name now because of the way it was spelled.
Yeah, she's a,
Irene Congdon.
yeah. Oh, no,
Okay.
No, I don't have anything with her info on it, but, you might come across some stuff for her in the like archive.
I will have to dig
or
through
something.
those
Yeah.
old files.
I don't know why I'm blanking out on maybe it's environmental protection. It might be either environmental protection or something underneath environmental protection.
I'll dig.
Okay.
Oh, Mass DEP Municipal Assistant Coordinator for the Central Region, Solid Waste Options.
Boy, that sounds
That sounds
just
official.
that
about
sound-
right.
All right.
Montechusett Regional
Trish
Plan.
comes through.
No, I just Googled her name and these few things came
Oh, so
up.
maybe
All
she
right.
is still
Solid
there.
Waste Options, but this is Princeton, Mass.
She was really helpful. She had kind of a regional oversight position or regional,
Okay.
coordinator
Right.
position, and had a lot of info to help us get started when we first did the,
It's on the air,
Gosh,
it's, was on the air, with Mass DEP Recycling Coordination, Irene Congdon. Congdon, yeah.
if she's not in that, I know something changed with her. Something stands out in my memory that changed with her. So if she's
Right.
not the
Central
right
Mass
person
Municipal
anymore,
Assistant
she's very nice. I'm sure she can
Perfect. I can look for
point us in
that.
the right direction.
Yeah, she's mentioned in a couple of different towns, but that's the same
Yeah,
title, so.
because it's a regional kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, I can see
right,
if she's still around.
Yeah, just another possible source. So,
Right,
okay,
yeah.
so we
Okay.
will follow up then on that one next week. Neshoba, so that finishes us up with fees. Bridget, anything going on with Neshoba, or do we have any Neshoba materials to review?
So, we're in the middle of relicensing,
Yep,
and all the permits expire at the end of October. So, we're going to email them over to you once they're all issued. And other than that, it's just, we've been doing food inspections. We did hire another part-time inspector. Her name is Megan. So
Yep.
she's been out doing food inspections in the area. But other than that, it's just, we do have some septic stuff coming down the pike, applications for testing. So, but that's it.
okay,
Okay,
good.
All right.
That sounds like no problems, so that sounds like a good thing.
yeah.
Knock on wood.
Yeah, so far so good. Yeah, and neither Trish nor I could get in to, we're both trying to get into the
meeting.
Neshoba Quarterly
Yeah.
meeting on Thursday. But
Really?
yeah, but neither one of us could. I think we had both not replied and, you know, gotten hooked up with our invitations in time. Was probably part of what was going on there. But do you know, was there anything from that, Bridget, that? Like
I
you
have
can-
not seen the minutes from that meeting
Okay.
yet.
Okay, all right.
All right,
Okay,
we'll get a copy anyways,
yeah, we will.
so,
Yes.
okay.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Bridget.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
You're welcome.
question for Bridget. That meeting last week was very abruptly called. I got the notice of it, I think, a day or two before the meeting actually happened. And that could have been the mail, I'm not faulting anybody. But it sounds to me like Neshoba hired a new auditing firm. Is that correct, Bridget?
I don't want to misspeak, Steve. I think what happened was the old one might have either,
That was on the agenda.
like, they retired or something, so they had to get a new one. I think that is what happened.
Is there a report that we can get saying what the audited results were, or if there are any recommendations from the auditors?
I, again, don't want to misspeak, but I believe that came from the meeting before. So I can see if those minutes are out, and if Jim can send that to you, or if Sharon has them.
Yeah, generally an auditor issues a report of findings and any recommendations for changes.
Yes.
And it's usually a separate report, not part of the minutes, but it would be, you know, like an audited financial report. And I would be curious to see what the auditors had to say. And, you know, sometimes they'll issue an interim report before they issue their final. But, you know, as a member town, I'd like to see what they're saying about the audit from Neshoba, or of
Yeah.
Neshoba.
I can send Jim, a message, or if you.
Yeah, if you send Jim a message, would you CC me on it? And
Yeah,
maybe the
I mean, I
board-
don't know, Steve, did you wanna maybe send it to him because you know exactly what you're asking for? Or
I could do that, I would think that the board, not just me, should be able to see what the auditors said. Because we're the ones that signed for the town of Ayer. And, you know, if there's any irregularities, which I doubt if there is, but we should be aware of that. I think that falls under our fiduciary responsibility.
right, and
I just want to see, Steve, what information I got with the original invitation. I almost want to say that I think there was, if not an audit report, then a summary. There's the auditor's letter, the auditor's report.
And the only thing that I got was one piece of paper in an envelope, and the piece of paper
okay.
had print on one side of it, saying that there was a special meeting
And it would,
being called.
Oh, you're talking about the hard copy mail.
Yeah,
Gotcha, gotcha.
Yeah, that's all that I received, so I
Okay.
don't know your report.
that's the one I got
don't know
too.
what the finding of the auditors were, but I think for fulfilling my obligation, I should know
Yeah.
what that's.
Yeah, I got you. I think that is all, I'll forward this to you, Steve. There's a letter from the auditor, there's the actual auditor's report. I'm just looking at the documents that came with Jim's notification. Yeah, there's there's the cover letter, there's also,
So Pam, I haven't seen any of that.
okay, yeah, I see that you're not copied on it. I will forward you this stuff. Let's start with that.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. All
are
right.
you good with that, Steve?
For now, because I don't know what it
Yeah.
said.
Yeah, we'll give you
Okay.
a start anyway.
That
And then if you
meeting-
need something else, can you just let me know and I can send an email to Jim and copy the board?
Yeah, sure.
Does-
Like I
does
said,
that work?
there's usually a final report from the auditors. I'd like to see what that says.
Yeah, I think I got that. I think that's in this email. I think you're gonna be good. I'll send it.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We have regulations on, and I know it's kind of a tough time to get back into regulations again, but I just kind of didn't want it to completely drop off of our radar. Have you, Sam, done another iteration of this, or is this one that I made?
That's when you made it.
This is the one that I made, okay. Have you done another,
Not since,
Okay.
but if I can tell you who we've done and who we haven't.
yeah. Tell me what we have. Body art, I know that we said was okay.
We
I just
did
didn't
that.
record the dates
Oh.
of these damn things.
I feel like we just.
We did body art recently. That one's all
That
set.
one and
Yeah,
the
we
cold,
did that
the
one.
the wood
Yeah,
burning
so we
Yeah.
something, yeah.
Yep,
did
yep.
body art in January 22nd, 24.
All
And
right.
we got rid of the wood burning.
That's the
Thing.
ones.
Yeah,
I don't
Yeah,
remember when,
that
but
is
shortly in that time frame.
okay.
Then we talked, and Bridget was at that meeting, I think we talked about drains,
Drains and wells.
drains and wells.
Yeah.
So that was,
But
Bridget, are you aware of anything new with I know that you said the private well reg has to be updated with, there's some new stuff for the state there, for that and the Title V supplemental. Do you know on the floor drains, if we're okay?
I think we're okay with the floor drains. I
Okay.
think what we might want to consider with the well regulations is redoing those and then potentially adding, because most of Ayer is town water,
Yeah,
but some people, for whatever reason, they want to put in a well to avoid paying for town water.
Yeah.
And do we want to just make it mandatory that you test for PFAS in air just because of the history? So those are things I think we should look at with the well regulations.
yeah, I got ya. Is there anything in the current, like at the state level regulation right now for PFAS on wells, or is it just public water?
So what we've been doing in some towns is, we'll require it if our well regulations allow for it in areas of known contamination.
Okay. So we kind of have a template for what some
So I
other
think your
towns-
regulations read pretty similar. So if there's an area of known contamination,
Yeah.
you can do the testing,
Okay.
but right, my dog is trying to eat my food. So I think it might be worthwhile for Ayer to add that in.
Gotcha, okay. Can you take a look at, do you think that between now and the November one, you can just take a look at, there's the well moratorium and the private wells and the Title V supplemental rules are the three regulations all around this. I don't know if all of them need to change, or is it only the, like, private well one?
What I want to do is, there are some towns around us that are changing their well regulations.
Yeah.
So rather than reinvent the wheel, look at them.
Okay.
Because we really don't have a lot of wells in there.
Yeah. I know.
But just look at what, the new regulations that people are adopting and kind of
Okay.
just, maybe just adopt those.
So would we be making an amendment to parts of that, Pam, or would it
I
be?
don't know, I guess we would have to look at the way the new ones are coming out and what's written in the old ones. Is this, Bridget, is your take on this, that, like, is this a good time to look at them, or are things kind of in flux because of PFAS? Because if that's the case, we could try to pick off one of the other ones, like, the animal regs. We could, I mean, at least do another review of it. Solid waste, did we review and reaffirm that one, or no?
Nope.
Okay.
We've only reaffirmed the body art. We
Ah.
added the motel hotel,
Right, we have that new
Yeah,
one,
And-
yeah, I
yeah.
remember that.
and then we got rid of the wood burning boilers.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
wood burning is gone. Cause we could, I know that there's a lot of stuff coming out in the news about PFAS lately. So if that is kind of changing on the regulatory landscape, like you say, we're not a town that really relies on wells, so I'm not
Right.
feeling that it's like we need to jump on it immediately. Maybe we should look at, I could look at animals,
Yeah,
for sure.
I have
So,
I have a couple of things for the animal.
okay, good.
So
All
I
right.
can send you those. Just a few things I've run into as I'm doing
Okay.
stuff.
what was the date on the last look-see on that?
Animals.
Yeah.
It looks like 2019 actually,
2019?
but there's just a few things that
Yep.
as things have come up, like if you're getting a permit for the first time, you need to get a certified abutters list in case we ever want to do a hearing. But if, say, we have to do a hearing 5 years down the line,
Yeah.
your abutters are not necessarily the same people.
Right,
True.
okay, okay.
So there's that.
All right.
And then it says you get the list of abutters, but what do you do with it? Is it for us to do a hearing? Are you supposed to send a letter to your neighbors?
Okay,
Like,
so we have
with-
some loose ends to
with some loose
tie
ends.
up in here. Okay,
There is also the enforcement section, like we have fines and fees, but it doesn't specify who can write that.
okay, all right, I got ya. Send me what you have for
Okay.
notes, and I'll look at that one and see if I can do anything to redline that one. I can give Julie a call too. and see
Yeah, I
if
was
she's
gonna
got
say,
feedback.
for fines and fees,
Yeah.
would that fall, all of it fall on Julie, or is that something that,
Yeah, I mean, I think that's how we've kind of
yeah,
been doing, I mean, that's in the one situation where we had to, we kind of did that. So yeah, maybe now's the time to kind of, all right, I'll do that. I'll
Make
do
it
animals.
that one? should we
Black
look
and
at
white.
animals?
Yeah. I will look at animals for I'll have an update for animals on the next one.
Okay.
And, Bridget, if you have any time and you want to look at floor drains, feel free. 2012, I don't know if things change that quickly in the world of floor drains, but I've just been feeling for a long time like that's one we should be able to knock.
And
Yeah, I'll take a look at them.
Okay.
And if she lets me know before the meeting, I can set it up so you can just
Yeah, okay.
knock it out.
All right, okay, that would be great. Yeah, because that one may not, who knows, maybe there are new things.
And then,
Floor drains.
yeah.
Yeah, and then let's talk about then what to do with the, that'll give you, Bridget, a little bit of time to like look at the PFAS stuff and kind of give us an idea of what, if we should do, you know, if there are like new regulations coming out, or if there are changes to something.
So usually like if DEP comes out with something like for arsenic, for example, that changes on their level. So it really doesn't affect our regulations because
Yeah,
we use their standard.
okay,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but I'll look at both the floor drains and the,
okay.
well regulation.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have to have them done for the next time, just if there's anything that you're seeing in there that you think we need to change, anything that you want to discuss for potential changes,
Yeah.
that would be a good one for the next meeting. Okay,
Okay.
all right. Put me down for floor drains.
But I mean, this is relatively easy as far as doing it, because you're
Yeah.
not changing the whole regulation, you're just typing in a little amended.
Yeah, it shouldn't be that bad, and it's same thing for animals. Over the summer, I did start looking at some other towns for animals and seeing what was in our regs versus those, and we're not really drastically out of whack
I didn't
with
think
anyone
so,
on
no.
that, so that could be a good one too,
Yeah.
to just kind of clean up, like you
Yeah.
said, make it more user-friendly.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Mm-hmm.
Unless anyone else is dying to volunteer to review a regulation, looking at you, Steve.
We can review them online, but I mean,
Yeah.
like I said, it's not that much of an amendment.
Yeah, I
The
don't think
process
there's a-
itself, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be that bad,
Okay.
because we've got the Word versions and we can just do markups and, yeah. All right, we okay with regulations then? Have we exhausted that
For the next meeting?
topic? Yeah.
Okay.
In that case, I think the things that look new were, we had a complaint about Joan Hamlet?
Yes, we did.
What? That sounds interesting. What was that all about?
It was a gentleman, he obviously didn't want to leave his name. He was complaining, I guess Joan has been, as, you know, tobacco control has been going around to some boards of health to have them update their tobacco regs to ban a different item. Not sure what it
Okay.
is. He's very upset. He was asking a lot of questions about what tobacco control was. Is it a state agency? How was Joan paid? At which point I go, I don't know.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
The upshot of the conversation was the item she's trying to ban is one he likes.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So it was one of those, by, you know,
Yeah.
after 10 minutes, it was, okay, I understand, sir. But he was very fired up, and he said he called multiple boards of health about it, so.
Was he a licensee? Did he hold a license? or-
No, he likes chewing tobacco.
Oh, okay. All right, got it.
So he's a customer.
He's a customer
Yes.
who's
All right,
upset
got
about this, and he did have a lot of questions about how tobacco control is set up and what they do, which I can't answer that.
Yeah, I'm not entirely
No?
sure myself.
But so I did tell Bridget, and I did contact Joan, just so you know that there's someone who's, I called Bridget originally to see if she'd heard anything about it, and then I contacted
Not sure
Joan.
that was a typo, but.
Yeah, so you gave Joan a heads up.
And I gave Joan a heads up.
Anyway.
All right,
So,
okay.
and she knew about it,
I
so.
think the things that she wants to ban are pretty cut and dried in.
Yeah, and
That,
it was,
especially that one.
I-
That's,
yeah.
yeah, that's a,
I'll ask her what.
data
you know.
shows.
Yeah, next time I talk to her, I'll
yeah,
find
it
out what
was an odd conversation,
It's not, is it a new product that all of a sudden?
I'm not
banning,
sure,
or-
he wasn't, after,
Okay, it wasn't
after
a-
several minutes, I sort of tried to
Okay,
get to the
got ya.
point. I did get at one point, you do know this stuff causes cancer. I'm like, yes, I do, sir. So,
Okay, yep, I think
But-
we're up on that. Okay.
so yeah, that was about it. And then the usual of you want to show up, please. Use their phone
yeah,
number. So
different one.
yeah, exactly. The health concern that went to Tamara?
yeah,
That's okay.
I sent that over to her.
Okay, all right. So I think then we're okay for call-log unless
Hasn't been,
my board members have any questions or
I don't.
comments. Yeah.
There were just those two new ones.
yeah, there's
Yeah.
really only a
Yeah.
few new ones. Everything else is kind of the same as it's been,
Yeah.
the usual.
Yeah. Okay, so then we have minutes. So we have minutes from two meetings. We have the July 18th. We didn't meet at 10 a.m.
Yes, you did.
We did?
You had executive session first.
That was at 10 a.m.?
It was. It went for several.
No
It
kidding.
went for a
Was
couple
I
hours.
wasn't here, was I? No.
I wasn't there.
Holy cow.
No, I was, it says I was here, I'm trying to
You're
think.
there.
of
It was long
vacation.
enough.
Yeah, you seconded something. You must have
Yeah.
been here. 10 a.m.
It just
no
seems,
kidding.
seems so long ago.
All right, if you say so.
Oh, yes, okay, yes.
This
Yeah.
meeting, yeah.
Yep,
Yep.
because I'm looking at the attendees. Yep,
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
yeah.
That wasn't an evening thing?
No.
No, that was first thing. Wow. All right then. So I did read those. That was actually the only comment I had was about the time. I don't remember it being.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
10. I wasn't, obviously, I wasn't there,
Wow.
but
Holy mackerel.
I did check the agenda.
And then the other minutes were from September 9th.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, anyone have you guys had a chance to review minutes? Is anyone in the mood to?
I'm still, the
Making
one the one in July was a little bit more in-depth
Yeah.
than that one.
Yeah,
So I just wanted to
yeah, that one is
quickly make
really
sure that,
detailed.
that we've got it right.
Yeah,
I don't want anything to come
yeah,
back.
I was giving that one an
Say,
extra
yeah.
look too, yeah. Yeah.
You know, it does look like it's exactly what we talked about, so,
Yeah, and the reinspection report then gets attached. And then, what happens, Sam, with the information that the attorney provided? It was like their plan for what they were gonna do. Does that get tied into this
I don't
anyway?
think so. I'd
That
have
just
to
comes
ask.
in as communication for the meeting, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
I'd have to double check. I didn't write these, so.
Yeah, let me go back to,
yes, because Robert was here and he took the meeting.
yeah,
He took the
yeah.
minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
So,
literally.
not that your minutes aren't great,
No.
but I know that.
I wasn't
he was
there,
very,
so.
yeah, he was very accurate.
Just,
Our usual meetings are this.
Well, yeah, you could, but this one had a lot of,
Yes.
it was a well-attended meeting,
Extras.
that's for sure.
go back to this one, Yeah, okay. Yep, so it came, I think something came.
So,
No, that's not it. Well, that's okay, because we didn't really, I just noticed that in here we refer to it, where did I see that?
which page?
Madam Chair,
Yes?
I haven't seen the minutes, so I'm just gonna abstain in any conversation. I don't have copies of them, so
Oh, gotcha.
I can't
Okay.
make any.
Okay,
Yeah, all right, I got you. Let's see.
what page are you on, Pam?
I'm on page 5, but I'm not sure
Oh, okay.
that that's where it was. Oh, I knew I should have underlined this. It says something about, like, the plan or something. I just wanted to make sure that we have that. I don't find it
Well,
real quick.
yeah, no, I want to make sure that,
Yeah. Okay, so I asked for a written plan with timing. Occupancy. So I got this. Okay. And the stuff with the permits. Keep having to reference the remediation plan provided by
is that page,
Attorney Burke. That's on page 3.
okay.
So I just wanted to see what, since, just because we're referring to it in there, I want to make sure that it's clear what it is we're referring to. Let's see, that must have been, this one must have come in before this, right? This was on the 18th. Okay, and this is, okay, here's the resume for her consultant.
Sunquist?
Yeah, I've got that, I've got the
Mhm.
CV in here. What else came in though on that date? I mean, I guess that is kind of my only question, is that, what exactly are we referring to there? I'm not sure now if it was a separate document or if it was forwarding. I think it might have just been the forwarded
What line?
email from her
Are you-
attorney. So it's, on page 3, there's this 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then right
Yeah.
below 9,
Okay.
see, I referenced the remediation plan
Yep.
provided by Attorney Burke, so,
But the remediation plan was,
yeah, I wasn't clear, are we talking about the mold remediation? Because she didn't really submit a remediation plan.
Oh, this is a reinspection report that they refer to on the front page. That's not the same.
Yeah,
Um,
no, that's not it. So it's just this thing. So what do you guys think about that? I'm just not sure if that needs to be somehow clarified. What remediation plan are we talking about?
I can,
you know,
you don't have to vote on it, we can wait
No.
till next time, and I can see what I can find.
Yeah.
I can
if
talk to
you could
Robert.
Clarify that, because then Steve will have time to
yeah,
have reviewed it first, because there's a couple of possibilities of things. There's an email that was forwarded
Okay, I will,
from her attorney that, got forwarded by Janelle.
right.
I think that's the one that we're talking about. I think it's the stuff that's in the forwarded email, but,
Okay.
so I just kind of want to make sure what document we're referring to.
I'll see what-
so.
Robert has to say, and
Okay, all
I'll dig some
Yeah.
stuff out.
right.
so how do we do,
Then I think with this one, we're just not gonna.
We'll
not
just
gonna-
table it
Yeah,
until next
yeah, we're
time.
just gonna table it
Okay.
to get more clarification
do we
on
need to
that.
make,
Nope, you
No,
can
no,
just
no,
table
just
it.
table it, okay.
Yeah, but we can do the ones from September 9th, if
Okay.
those were
Let's
a little
see.
less complicated.
No, they are, yeah. Yeah, this was mostly the conversations about
Yeah.
the hospital and things like that.
Yeah, a little bit about the food trucks.
And the food trucks,
Yeah,
yeah.
triple E spraying.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
So,
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes from Monday, September 9th, Board of Health meeting.
okay. Anybody want a second?
He doesn't have his copy in front of him.
Oh, that's right. He already said he was gonna sustain.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he can, you don't have the ones for September 9th even?
I don't have any.
You don't have any of them? Oh, all right, okay, I
Yeah.
gotcha. Okay, so, one of us is abstaining. I will second
Okay,
your motion.
Yes.
All in favor?
aye,
Aye.
okay.
2 ayes, 1 abstain. Here we go.
And just for the record, we're tabling that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll hold it for the next meeting.
there we go. It's done.
Well, let's see.
Administrative matters. What do we have? Administrator, we have any bills or?
I have no bills.
Good.
I have no
Don't owe
mail.
Anybody anything? Good. Nobody's trying to contact us. I love it.
So yeah, I have no bills, I have no mail.
Meeting dates?
And
Do you-
that was the next thing, meeting.
Yeah,
dates.
you guys want to talk about meeting dates for,
So,
so we already talked a little bit about November. So we get kind of sandwiched as usual in November and December. So the 11th, we should be meeting the 11th and the 25th.
Yeah.
The 11th is Veterans Day, the 25th is Thanksgiving week, but we could do the 18th if you guys are available.
well,
How do you feel about it?
I've been writing down the 18th through this whole meeting
Yeah, I
for
know, I
everything
know.
else, so.
We talked about
I
that.
don't know, Steve, the 18th,
November 18th work
November
for you?
18th,
Sounds good to me.
okay.
Better than the
great.
25th,
Yeah,
I guess.
so just that one meeting.
Yep, so then just
Okay.
that one.
And then we go to December.
we
We
have
have those,
kind
right?
of a similar, not really exactly the same, but, so December, we're on for the 9th and then the 23rd.
Yep.
So the options there are, we can stay with the 9th, or we could do the 16th, or maybe what we should do is say, well, let's stay with the 9th for right now and kind of see what happens, and then we can decide if it looks like we're only gonna need one meeting that month, then we could push the 9th to the 16th and
Yeah.
just call it a one.
I like the flexibility of that, because
Yeah,
that
all
way,
right.
if there's not a lot to be discussed, I mean, why are we?
Yeah, okay, then let's keep us on for the
The 9th.
next regularly scheduled, and we'll
On the
tackle that
9th.
one, yeah.
Yeah,
as
because
it comes
in
up.
December is when I'm gonna get all the permits in that need signatures.
Right, right,
Yeah.
so we might need to do, it.
Might need to do some,
Okay.
yeah, might need to do
even
some
if it's just a
signatures.
signing meeting.
Okay, so we have 12:09, and the backup is 12:16.
Oh, 16, not 23, okay.
Yeah, well, the next regularly scheduled would be the 23rd, but if we push the 9th to the,
Okay,
yeah.
So we'll do the 9th and then we'll
Okay.
Yeah.
decide the rest of them.
And we said, what were we gonna do for November, the?
18th.
18th.
Or something?
Yep.
All right,
Perfect.
okay. I think that's the size of it. Anything else from anybody?
I think that's.
Madam Chair, motion to adjourn?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We are adjourned.
Okay, thank you.